welcome to my views and news. Another video for you with new stories from the Horn of Africa. Firstly, Gobiye front in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. 2 days ago, we showed pictures, videos from Belago to the west of Gobiye, to the west of Kobo Robit. Fano fighters had taken control of Belago mountains and they were trying to move towards Gobiye. It was being said that TDF might have to withdraw from Gobiye towards Kobo Robit. What is the latest on this front? We have details for you. Secondly, viewers, Somalia's thousands of troops under training in Eritrea are still in Eritrea. Though a few days ago, Hassan Sheikh, Somalia's president, while he was in US, said that the delay in the return of the soldiers was due to past political problems in Somalia. But today, Somalia's foreign minister told another story. What did he say? Why are the soldiers still in Eritrea? Why aren't they returning from Eritrea? We have some data for you. And lastly, viewers, Tigray diaspora demonstrations continuing in different parts of the world. Especially the demonstrations are targeting UAE and Turkey. Now we have some pictures and videos for you from Canada and the UK. Firstly, viewers, Gobiye front close to Voldia, Wallo zone of the Amhara region. We know that Tigray fighters have been in control of Gobiye for some time. ENDF, especially Amhara forces and militia members, they've been trying to remove Tigray fighters from Gobiye, and we know that to the west of Kobo Robit and Gobiye, Amhara militia members and Amhara forces, they have retaken some territories. In two previous videos, we spoke about Belago, situated to the west of Gobiye. Fano fighters were seen in control of Belago. Mere Vodajo, East Amhara Fano commander, was also seen there. Kola Belago and Diga Belago both were under the control of Fano fighters. And from Belago, Fano fighters, Amhara forces were pushing towards Gobiye. As I said in the previous video about Gobiye, that either TDF will have to withdraw from Gobiye towards Kobo, or TDF will launch a counter-offensive on Belago. So it seems that Tigray forces are not withdrawing from Belago. Rather, Tigray forces have launched a counter-offensive on Fano militia, on Amhara forces in Belago. Heavy fighting is ongoing. It is being confirmed by both sides that TDF is trying to recapture Belago to the west of Gobiye. So Gobiye is still under TDF. TDF is not withdrawing from Gobiye towards Kobo Robit. Can Amhara Fano militias and special forces remain in control of Belago? Let's see. One of Amhara Fano commanders was killed on this front. He was buried, I think, yesterday in Voldia. Large gathering was seen at the funeral of the Fano commander from East Amhara Fano faction. So intense fighting is being reported for the control of Belago. So far, Fano is in control of Belago to the west of Gobiye. Secondly, viewers, Eritrean government is hosting Somalia's soldiers for a training. For around 2 years, these Somalia soldiers, more than 2 years, These Somalia's soldiers have been in Eritrea. No basic military training lasts 2 years. Former president of Somalia, Abdullahi Farmajo, sent more than 5,000 Somalia soldiers, new recruits for military training in Eritrea. And then we saw rumors, we saw unconfirmed reports during Tigray war that Eritrea had deployed Somalia soldiers undertaking in Eritrea to fight in Tigray. Both Eritrean government, Somalia's government denied these reports. Then came Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. In May, he was elected as the president of the country. He visited Eritrea a few weeks ago. And there he met these soldiers, and he said Eritrea was doing a service to Somalia. It was training and arming Somalia's soldiers. We heard rumors that Eritrea was demanding 50 million US dollars from Somalia as the expenses on the training of Somalia soldiers. But Somalia's government denied these rumors. Hassan Sheikh government, new government, denied these rumors. Hassan Sheikh visited US a few days ago, and there he said that the return of Somalia soldiers from Eritrea was delayed due to political uncertainty in Somalia. Now, there is no political uncertainty in Somalia since May. Hassan Sheikh is in power. Why is that the return is still being delayed? Ali Muhammad Umar is Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs. He talked to VOA Somali a few hours ago, and he spoke about this issue. He said there is an obstacle to the return of these soldiers to Somalia because Somalia's government does not have funds to provide weapons to these soldiers, to provide housing facilities to these soldiers, and to pay as well, I think, though he did not mention salary. But he said Somalia's government was in need of funds for relocation as well, for relocation of the soldiers from Eritrea to Somalia, then for weapons, and then for their housing. That is why the return is delayed. Now, I am unable to understand if Eritrea is hosting the soldiers. Obviously, Eritrea is spending as well. Somalia has no money to get the soldiers back. Is Eritrea demanding money from Somalia? Or does Somalia have no money to host or to provide weapons and housing to these soldiers? So things are a little unclear. By the way, some journalists in Somalia, they still claim that Eritrea demanded some money from Somalia as expenditure on the training of Somalia soldiers. The delay is still there. Somalia soldiers still in Eritrea. It seems there are some issues between Eritrea and Somalia which are not being disclosed. Hassan Sheikh requested US support as well when he visited US a few days ago for the return of these soldiers from Eritrea. What sort of support was he requesting from US? Financial support. Question is, does he want money from US, Hassan Sheikh, to pay to Isaias Afwerki, or to arm, to provide housing facilities and to relocate Somalia soldiers from Eritrea? It's not clear, but there are some issues between the governments of Somalia and Eritrea which are not being made public. Lastly, viewers, Tigrayans are continuing their demonstrations against the UAE and Turkey. On Wednesday, protests were held in Canada and in London. London protest was in front of Turkish embassy in Canada, Ottawa. Two main target was Turkey and UAE. Slogans against them, placards with slogans against them were being held by the protesters. Once again, UAE is starting to provide support to Ethiopian government. Two flights have been tracked between the UAE and Ethiopian military base in recent days. Tigray is trying to put pressure upon UAE and Turkey that they shouldn't start supporting Ethiopian government once again, like they did last year when UAE, Turkey, Iran all supported Ethiopian government militarily. So once again it can happen. That is why this preemptive campaign of demonstrations across the world from Tigrayans is ongoing. Watch the clip showing Tigray diaspora community protesting against Turkey and UAE in Ottawa, Canada. Think watch.
UAE, your jobs are robbing children. UAE, you have the blood of Tigray on your hands. You have the blood of Tigray on your hands. UAE, you have the blood of Tigray on your hands. You have the blood of Tigray on your hands. UAE, you have the blood of Tigray on your hands. You have the blood of Tigray on your hands. UAE, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Everybody.